Hello, 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 folks. Welcome to the Hello World Podcasting with Magdalena. Hey, how is everybody doing? Listen, thanks for tuning in and welcome, welcome, welcome. For those who are new, I just wanted to let you know my podcasting is about personal growth, mastering ourselves in the process, figuring out who we are. And also, in the meantime, I like to use actually astrology for the personal and the collective guidance. I call it as a personal GPS, just to give us idea, of what to expect ahead of our time. And boy, do we have a intense and bumpy ride, guys. So, okay, as always, let me first ask you the question. How are you doing? And how are you handling the changes? Folks, this is just a teaser. Come on. Let's have a little good time and let's kind of master this whole energy together. And so before I go into the podcasting, I would kind of just like to go through the transits and where the planets are right now. And yes, folks, we are right now in Capricorn, and boy, do we have how many Capricorn energy. The Sun is in Capricorn, the Jupiter is in Capricorn, Saturn is in Capricorn, Pluto is in Capricorn. Voila. Yeah, it's very slow energy, slow moving energy, intense. So it's like difficult to create change, but what is actually good about the Capricorn energy, which is in opposition or is in polarity to Cancer, it is actually a cardinal sign, which means they are willing to move and shake. So that's a very good aspect in all of this. And remember, we've been talking about actually all this, what's really happening. It is building, to this whole new 2020 energy and shift or closing the cycle, what we will have in January, on January 12th. It will be a very intense constellation. And then later on, Saturn will move into Aquarius. And just kind of, you look like I always say, it will give us a little air to breathe, but, the energy in general, it will be very tipsy-dory. So, as I said, let's see where the planets are right now. The Sun is in Capricorn, Moon is in Sagittarius. Oh, nice. Mercury is in Sagittarius. That's very nice also. Venus is in Aquarius. Mars is in Scorpio. Jupiter is in Capricorn. Saturn is in Capricorn. Uranus is retrograde in Taurus. Neptune is in Pisces. Pluto in Capricorn. Chiron is in Aries. North Node in Cancer retrograde. And the true Lilith in Aries. So what I'm seeing here is that I'm seeing a little the cardinal cross here between Capricorn and North Node of Cancer. And on the other side, we have Aries, Lilith and Chiron in Aries, which will actually oppose the Libra energy. Yikes. So what are we gonna talk today about? As I've been saying for quite a bit, and for those who are actually with me, from the beginning, and I have quite a bit of followers, so thank you folks, sticking, out here and, going through these podcasting inputs, to see from the astrological point or GPS, astrological GPS, or what to expect, in 2020, and further down the road. because the Pluto will be in Capricorn until 2024. So this is actually crossing the river, folks. Okay. Uh, Many are talking about, about this expectation, for 2020. Some of them, there are two camps. Some of them are very excited, all these changes and everything is hunky-dory. Yet, there's the other camp that is talking about these intense times. And folks, let's just take off the blinders. Don't let ourselves to be misled. I know that a lot of people are not happy when we are talking about what's really going on. They would just prefer to kind of, put the blinders, don't see, don't feel, and just go through it. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Let me just say that. But we are right now actually talking about integration of our soul. We are going through incredible deep energy integrations, very deep energy transformations. And I think for those of us who've been, going through these challenges for 25 or 30 years, which is actually one Saturn cycle, takes 28 to 29 years to go from one cycle of when the cycle starts to end the cycle, and when you start you're facing the challenge, and boy, you have this absolute incredible different outlook when you come out on the other side. And I think this is something that we are seeing. And also we've been talking about about these changes, that a lot of changes when we are facing, they're not just happening overnight, folks. They are taking maybe years and years, sometimes 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, even 40 years. Some of them are 50 years, especially the Chiron things healing process is a 50 years. And we have actually right now Chiron in Aries, which is pretty amazing. I've been talking about this for quite a bit. And the true north is a 20-year cycle. And Jupiter is a 12-year cycle. So, we have quite a bit of, different aspects that we have to work with it. And sometimes they are very, very much interfering. And, Uranus is a 84 years cycle. So when you are hitting the half point, all of a sudden you have actually hadn't that 80-degree outlook. What the heck is really going on, okay? So as we are seeing right now, the biggest challenge, look like I was saying in the beginning, is that there's cardinal cross energy, which is made from Capricorn and Cancer energy, and at the same time with Libra and Aries. So what are these two polarities, two group of polarities, how they are handling all this, how they are dancing, let's just say that. I mean, you can see it that, Cancer has to do with our personal security and, nurturing memories. On the other side, we have this unbelievable authoritarian Capricorn energy. I mean, you can see it, what's really going on right now. Talking about, impeachment with Trump here, and this whole drama here. I have to say it is a drama because we have a Neptune in Pisces talking about the illusion. Here from one side, you hear that, he's impeached, and then 2 days later, maybe he is not impeached. Come on. I mean, seriously? And these people are trying to be in authority. But, beside the point, this is what I'm talking about, this authoritarian controlling energy. And we can see this whole thing for how long, going on. And the Capricorn has also incredible fear of change. Okay, so it's constantly holding to the old ground, is not willing to change. And then sometimes there are so many aspects that we are facing, and it's just look like, practically what I'm trying to say, we at the end we are kind of getting forced to certain circumstances into the change. And then on the other side, what Capricorn is afraid also is the chaos. And remember, we've been talking about this cardinal sign, that we have a Capricorn and what's the name? Cancer, and then also Libra and Aries. Okay. So how can actually Capricorn get across this chaos, to understand, just kind of lean into this change and say, okay, I have to learn how to trust here. Okay, so I would ask you actually check out your own Capricorn Cancer energy, and also where you have your Libra and Aries energy, because down the road, what I'm seeing here is that what is the major point of not being able to change is about the Aries energy. Chiron being actually in Aries, practically where we've been wounded in our childhood. Okay, we've been wounded by the authorities. Okay, this is in our personal lives. If you are looking in the political arena, it's a whole different ball game. We can even not compare to it, but as we are saying here, how can we master these energies? Because on the other level, all the individual, we also individual down the road create the collective, and that's how we are capable actually of changes. We are actually having right now, we just had actually the winter solstice. And this is also very interesting, has to do with the yin and yang energy. Yin is the female, the yang is the masculine energy. And I could actually correlate this with Capricorn and Cancer energy. Practically right now, the yin, the feminine aspect, is incredibly powerful, because it's in her maximum time. And yang is at zero. Practically, the male energy is totally empty, and practically you can almost say impotent right now. Sorry, folks, but it's how it is. Meaning, excuse me. It has to right now gain a light. Okay, to get to start to become energized. So right now the chaos is more prevailing because of these insecurities, of this fear of the change. Until we start to kind of establish right now in ourselves these shifts of the energies. In the meantime, we can be actually very vulnerable, meaning that the forces behind the curtains are not sleeping, as we all know that. And what is hugely troubling right now is that I've been actually watching Max Ingham from Australia. And let me just kind of go to the video. Max Ingham, Drought by Design, the Genociding of Australia. It is from December 19, 2019, folks. If you wanted to read more, actually hear more about what he's talking about, and he had a prior a YouTube channel about Australia Wake Up or Die. So it's very serious. But what I'm trying to point out with this is this. And I've been listening to some other channels,